గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండి అందరికీ. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. ఒక సైడ్ కొంచెం పలచబడింది, ఇటు సైడ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఎక్కువ పెరిగింది. రైట్, ఓకే. సో ఇటు డిస్టెన్స్ కొంచెం తగ్గిస్తే బెటర్ ఏమోనండి, కొంచెం మరీ దూరంగా ఉన్నారు. యా, సో వర్క్షాప్ అయినా క్లాస్ రూమ్ అయినా చెప్పే కదా, మా క్లాస్ అయినా ఫస్ట్ 1-2 బెంచ్లు ఖాళీగా ఉంటాయి. లాస్ట్ బెంచ్లు ఈజ్ హై ప్రిఫర్డ్ ఆల్వేస్. The last benches are the most favorite. And once you sit in the last bench, it's like there is a normal gravity here, there is a 5 times gravity there. They can't get up. Once you sit in the last bench, nobody wants to come to first bench. Okay, how are you today? Very sleepy? Tired? You'll get used to it. This is the second day, so you just traveled yesterday or day before. So by tomorrow things will be okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what we thought is that we'll start with one simple activity. It's not a activity involving any movement, but it's a self-awareness activity. Yesterday, as we discussed, the key thing is about being self-aware. Turn inward, observe, what is going on inside. Because as of now, we may think, as per whatever our current clarity is there, that happiness is depending on my outside life situation, depending on other people. It is because of certain job or certain other things. But actually happiness is got to do with what is going on here. What is going on here? Because these outside situations, which you may think that after a few years everything will settle, then also there is already a guy who is there, right? Even that guy is also thinking the same. Okay, so happiness is got to do with how much you are sorted here in the self. So if you pay attention to ourself, what is going on inside the self, and you set right the things there, that's where we achieve happiness. It's little counterintuitive, it's little difficult, definitely, because our practice has been to pay more attention to outside. Pay more attention outside. When I say outside, it starts with my body. Body is also outside. Self is the only inside, right? The moment there is a little problem in the body, we pay quite a bit of attention. There is some problem in the house, we pay quite a bit of attention. There is an issue in the office or your workplace or your college, you pay quite a bit of attention. You try to fix it, and thinking that if all these are fixed, I will be happy. You have to do that also. You have to pay attention to outside also. Of course, you have to take care of body, you take care of house, you take care of your college, job, business, whatever. But inside is the most important among all of these. If that is fixed, much of these things are also, outside things are also, can be fixed very easily. Okay, so that practice we'll do now. So we'll take about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. What I want to do is, I'll explain first. We'll close our eyes and try to observe our thoughts. Continuously some thoughts are going on inside. Let's observe our thoughts. As we observe our thoughts, please identify what is the desire behind the thought. There is a desire. ప్రతి ఆలోచన వెనకాల ఒక కోరిక అనేది ఉంది. ప్రతి ఆలోచన వెనకాల ఏదో ఒక కోరికకు సంబంధించింది ఆలోచన. అది ఒక్కొక్కసారి మనకు ఏంటి కోరిక అనేది దొరుకుతుండొచ్చు, దొరకకపోవచ్చు. బట్ ప్రయత్నం చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి అంటే, ట్రై టు ఐడెంటిఫై ద డిజైర్ బిహైండ్ ద థాట్, రైట్? That is one. Observing the thought, identifying the desire behind the thought, and the next one is just ask yourself, is this desire naturally acceptable or not? If the thoughts are originating from a naturally acceptable desire, we will be comfortable. If the thoughts are not naturally acceptable kind of desire, then we will not be comfortable. Will not be comfortable. Right? Particularly, let us say there is an opposition feeling about some person and there is a conflicting situation. You are planning to, strategize what I will say to this person, how I will do, so that I will teach a lesson to him, teach a lesson to that person. That kind of things, let's say, going on inside. What punishment I will give. All that is certainly not acceptable, naturally acceptable. How much logic we may do, right? And inside we will not be comfortable. So that is what I want you to observe. So we'll start now. Please close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Just observe your thoughts. Don't sleep. This is very comfortable. We'll do that. Just pay attention to what is going on inside. Observe your thoughts. Don't get lost in thoughts. Observe the thoughts. And identify what is the desire behind the thought. Just observe your thoughts and see if you can identify the desire behind the thought that is going on now. If the desire is naturally acceptable, we are comfortable inside. Don't get lost in the thoughts, just observe thoughts. Okay, thank you. You can open your eyes if they are not already open. Okay. Can any of you share your experience? Are you able to see your thoughts? Okay. It was difficult. You can see that thoughts are going on, but not able to identify what is that thought.
The moment we try to focus on the thought dissolves.
Yes, that also will happen. Some of us will have difficulty in, one is observing the thoughts itself, and in some cases we may not have thoughts at that moment. It feels like that. Actually there are. You have to pay a little more intense attention. Particularly what happens is that, some people are already to a large extent peaceful. Some people, for them, actually the thoughts which are little disturbing, those thoughts will be very easy to identify. In some situation when we have difficulty in getting the sleep, you see, that time, even if you pay close attention, close eyes, all that you don't do, but you know that there are some thoughts, right? So the more disturbing, more negative the thoughts are, they are little easy to identify. When we are more and more very normal, peaceful, settled down situation, then it becomes little difficult to identify. That time also few things are going on. Few things are going on. It becomes very difficult to identify. We feel there is no thoughts. So that at that time you have to pay little more deeper attention. You have to wait, observe. It's like, you see waves in a river. You think that the river is still, but actually it's not. The waves are like this, then it is easy to observe. But otherwise there are real small waves. Okay, so that is the situation. Those who are not able to, observe the thoughts. And another observation, that when we start observing, that thought itself first of all get disturbed. It's not coming. It gets disturbed. That is also true. So you just wait. You keep observing. Like we keep observing. So this observation practice is, it takes a lot of time and practice. So it's like this observation, generally in traditional words it's called, tatastha. Tatastha is, like you say, neutral. Tat is actually the bank of the river. Tat is the bank of, so like something is flowing, you stand beside it without disturbing the flow, you observe it. So that is tatastha sthiti also it's called. So the more and more neutral observer you become, and then you will be able to observe these things, very well, and sort out, what are the issues in the conflicts in the desires and any issues. So that observation is important, and it's not easy, but it's not very difficult also. It's like, doing yoga asanas is not easy, but then with little bit of practice it's not very difficult also. Like in the beginning, you may not be able to bend, you may not get pain, these things. Like it's also like that. Some practice is required. Anyway, what are your any other observation? Any question on this? Sir? చెప్పండి.
నేను మీరు చెప్తా ఉంటే సారు తెలుగు మాటలు ఉపయోగిస్తూ బాగుండే అని చెప్పి
తెలుగు మాటలు ఉపయోగిస్తా
అని చెప్తాం అనుకుని కూడా చూద్దాం చెప్తానండి. ఈరోజు అది పనిచేసింది సార్. ఇంకా
తెలుగు కొద్దిసేపు తెలుగు చెప్పాను.
అర్థం కాని సమయంలో తెలుగు మాటలు దట్ ఈస్
Now what he is saying is that, so there is a power in our thoughts also, that there is something he was wishing that to happen in his thoughts, and some of these things come true. Like he was expecting that I should speak few things in Telugu, and some things he had doubt, but that has come very naturally anyway. Right? There are explanations for that kind of things also, but I will not get into that. So any other observations? Yeah, please. Really wanted? Food. Yeah. So we can see our thoughts, let's say, in that also, in what sense we are thinking also, it is up to every person. They can see that as of now, the desire is related to whether you're talking about the health, food in sense of health, food in sense of sensation, we can see. And then you can see that, let's say I'm thinking about some sensation sense. I'm thinking about food with a sensation expectation to get the taste and this. Then I can see that as of now, my sanskar as a self, my level is that there is a dependency on the sensation. Depends on sensation. The thoughts can come related to any other sensation, or I am thinking of, let's say, thoughts related to how other people will recognize me. See, overall, any human being, okay, the biggest issues that has to be sorted out, are only three things. One, more money, right? More money. This survival. We think that money means survival, that means safety, security. So that is something we have to sort out. If that is sort out, things are very peaceful in life. That is animal level. As I said, animal all the time is going around for food, and we equate that to money. All the time, lifelong, we are thinking about the money, 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 and preparing the next generation also to think about about it. Generations. I mean, at least I am there. I'll train like that my children like that. Wherever we are, we even motivating also like that. You have to study so that you get money. So that is one thing we have to come out. So in the technical word for these things is primordial tendencies. That is, as evolution is happening, okay, those tendencies will be there. We have evolved from a lower species, but came to higher species, but the mindset is still of the lower level, which craves for reproduction, that sex, food, money. So that evolution, that changes, transformations are required in us. The tendency will be there. And additional thing that comes to human being, one is this money, one is sensory pleasure, and the third one is unique to human being is to be known to everybody. The name fame is the toughest thing to crack. Even a saint who wears all kashaya, he also, it's very subtle, difficult to identify that it is there in me. It is there in me. Somebody who is dedicated for social service, somebody who is very saintly living, he may also have a feeling that I should be recognized as a great saint. He may also have it. That is a very difficult thing to crack it. But first thing is that as we pay attention, see, nobody can convince them and change them. As you keep observing, you will see that thought. Then only you will know that it is there in me. Because when we discuss all these things, you will think that yes, what you are saying is true for my uncle, my auntie, my teacher. You don't take it for yourself. You don't take it for yourself. We may use all this explanation for somebody else. For somebody else. But when you see your thoughts, that time you cannot blame anybody. When you see your thoughts, that is evidence. Clearly, you can see that this is going on. This is going on. You may be imagining already that after 10 years, I'll be sitting in such and such meeting, I am speaking like this, others are listening. Some such imagination may be going on in your thoughts. That indicates that you are craving for higher position. That movie will be going on in the mind. Yes? So if you observe, you will see that. You may be imagining that, I'll get my daughter, my son get married like this, there's a big function, all that imagination may go on. That indicates that that desire is there in you. I'm not saying don't have that desire. Just test it, is it acceptable or not? Because these are the things which are either making us happy or not happy. So this is the first hand direct observation of myself. Currently what I am as a person will be known when we ourselves observe here. Because in this world, your own wife, your own husband, your own children, your own close friends also will not give you direct feedback. It's very rare of the rarest thing to get, isn't it? You have to be very close, intimate, have some trust. For example, these many people are there. These sessions are actually boring. And there is a limited capacity in me to make it interesting. Right? But nobody comes and tells us that it is boring. Right? For example, we knew Krishna for 4 or 5 years. He told and came and shared with us. Many times it doesn't happen. And I can always assume myself that I gave a great session and leave also. And tell everybody that the session was great. So we don't get feedback so easily unless you have a close friend, extremely close friend. Between husband and wife also it doesn't happen. Though it is very intimate relation, many a times they just see whether this guy is in a position to take feedback or not.
Difficult to take feedback
So they know that they don't feedback, you don't give. You know it, but you don't give. Right? So years and years go, decades go. Like your parents will be knowing what you are, for sure. But we won't ask them so well, and they don't tell us. Right? The best thing is the parents will know. They have seen me from the childhood. In one line, they'll tell you what you are. Right? We may attend 100 such workshops. They will know what you truly are. Right? Your wife will know what you truly are. Your husband will know what you truly are. But then this actual sharing may not happen. So that's why. That's why, when you yourself observe, that is the best way for us to become better and better. Then we are on our own. And then you become very comfortable, relations become better and better, then they will start sharing also. They'll start sharing it also. They will also feel that, okay, this guy is now in a better position to take feedback, then they'll give you also. So this is the practice number 1. One more practice also towards the afternoon will tell you. So this practice of self-awareness, what is going on inside. Like you track the score of cricket match, every minute, every ball, what happened, what is the score, how many wickets. So that way, idea is to practice what is going on inside. So this practice just now, whatever we have done is, because we don't have the otherwise practice, we are separately sitting for 10 minutes and doing it. But once you got used to it, you don't require separate time. You don't require separate time. So I'll share my experience. Right? So what happened with me is I have attended workshop like this, and quite a few workshops like this. Okay, and then we started living and working, all these things are going on. So logically I knew these things. This is what it is, this is what it is. But if others see me, they don't see much difference in my behavior, in my work, overall, whether I'm feeling happy or not. They are not able to see. Actually, there is not much transformation also in me. For the record, quite a few workshops I attended, things I have read, okay, and the number of experience, 3 years over, 3 years back I have attended, 4 years back I attended, like this, all these records were there. Like we have bachelor's degree, master's degree, like that. So real transformation did not happen. Because any transformation, for example, you attended this health workshop, 7 days over, will you be healthy? Will you be healthy for life automatically? You have to go home and practice all these things, then only we will be healthy. So that was the thing with me. So after this, the focus was not much on practice. Let's say now you research on what is kapha, what is pitta, all these books you read, you will be healthy. And you watch the Sundar Raju videos again and again, will you be healthy? You sleep, switch on the video and sleep, you will be healthy. You eat, afternoon you are sleeping and listening to video. That's what we do. So practice is required. So at one point I felt this. So I worked out a practice, formula for myself and started doing it. So every morning, so I have spent about 1.5 hours. I worked out a formula, 1.5 hours, a package of things I worked out. For health this much time, for awareness this much time, for exercise this much time, little bit of reading and little bit of reflection, writing the gratitude journal, what things I have done, what things I have not done, what is the regret I have, so some 6 activities I worked out for myself. So that I kept on doing it, and I kept on doing it for a few months. Okay, and I also had a plan B, because as you are in a family life, work life, it will never happen that you are able to do these things for 100%. If anybody says that, they are lying. Nobody will be able to do these things for 365 days. Will it happen? You'll attend some function, you may not feel good someday, you may not do this, right? So that is perfectly fine. But only thing is that you need to have a plan B. If break comes, how do I resume? Don't feel regret if there is a break of any practice. Quickly resuming. What happens is that if a break comes, you become guilty and it takes several months to just to resume the practice. So like that I had plan B. So whenever I don't get 1.5 hour times, I had a plan B of how can I do this in 30 minutes. Shorter version. If 30 minutes you don't get, how can I do it in 5 minutes? A shorter version. So that I'm training myself that this practice is continued. It will never happen that you don't have 5 minutes. It will never happen. Even Prime Minister also will have 5 minutes. So that practice I did, and that's when actually real transformation happened in me also. Real transformation happened in me in terms of transformation in the sense, whatever is the other person's response, whatever is the outside situation, I am not reacting. I am not getting disturbed inside. Okay, so exact years I am not able to recall, but I think it's been at least 4 years that I have reacted on anybody. It's been 4 years that either shouting or having a fight or an argument. It's been more than 4 years. In the entire 4 years, once that happened, that certain stability is there inside. But still I fail to do many things I set out to do. In that also, I don't have what I have achieved through this practice is that I don't have complaint on anybody else. I don't have blame or complaint on anybody else in the world, either family member, colleagues or society or anybody. If at all there is a complaint, I have complaint only on myself. That I am very much capable of doing something more, that much I am not able to do. So it's a complaint-free life. Complaint-free life, no reaction life. Okay? So I have lot more, things to do, and there's a longer journey to perform. But I can see that through this practice, about 3 months, 4 months practice itself, quite a bit of things have changed in me. And as I said yesterday, now the mindset itself that got changed. Let's say physically, sometimes earlier, let us say you are not able to sit on the floor because your knees are paining. But as you do few practices, the joints become flexible. You sit, you don't get pain. So the nature of the joint is changed, right? Similarly, the nature of the mind also changed in me now. My mind now doesn't go back in the past and recollects and feeling guilt. That is not there. It doesn't go at all. And projection of the negative things, that also it doesn't do now. Otherwise, what will happen? Every damn small thing it will project. You are going to catch a train, you booked everything, but the mind will tell you, you may miss the train, you may miss the train. Train miss hai to kya karoge? Plan B kya hai? These are the things it will bring. You are going to marriage, you are getting married, getting marriage done in your own marriage, you are looking, shaadi hoga ya nahi? Will the shaadi stop in between? Very good, nice things are happening. The mind will tell you some wrong things. You are going to exam, it will tell you that very tough questions will come. You may fail in the exam. These are the things that negative mind will keep on generating. Your daughter went out, it will imagine that she may be in danger. She may be kidnapped. She may have done this happened, that. Yes or no? 5 minutes they get delayed. Right? Why doesn't it imagine a right thing? Maybe she met a friend, she is so happy, she is playing so more time, 5 minutes more, she is having happy. Why it's not imagining a positive thing? Many times these negative things actually not happen. Even then the mind what it does? It will say that my daughter is kidnapped. My purse is lost, my bag is stolen. These are the things the mind keep on creating, these negative things. Yes?
And it may happen also because your thoughts will matter. It may happen also because your thoughts.
Yeah, that's a different thing. So these are, what I am saying that these are not natural. These are not that, it will remain like that. It's not like, atlane avutadi, andariki ante avutadi, ఇది కామన్ కాదు. అందరికి అంతే అవుతుందంటే అందరు కూడా గుడ్డెత్తి చేలో పడినట్టు అందరు కూడా ఎవరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయట్లేరు, ఎవరు వాళ్ళ మైండ్ మార్చుకోవడం కాబట్టి అవుతుంది. అందరు కూడా లావ్ అవుతారంటే ఏమన్నా నేచర్ మిమ్మల్ని లావ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారు, అందరూ చెత్త తింటే అందరు లావ్ అవుతారు. ఇఫ్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ నాట్ ఈటింగ్ హెల్తీ, ఎవ్రీబడి విల్ బి సిక్. It's not that that is how the human beings are, right? It's not like that. So all this negative thinking, these things also is because we are not paying attention inside. We are paying so much attention on skill education. That's why you see so much of money, overall wealth is increasing in the society or not. Overall economy is going up or not. Because we are paying attention there. That is clearly we are stating that in the objective. This much trillion economy we want. This much money benefit we give to the people. That is happening. Because human being has recognized that money is required. So far, governments, societies, families, as individuals, we have not recognized the need for sorting out things here. Self-knowledge requirement we have not done. If we just recognize it, we will do it. What is that? Whatever we recognize, we do it. Computer is required for everybody. We ensure that everybody knows computer. Phone is required for everybody. We ensure that phone reached everybody. Signal is required for everybody. We ensure that signal is reached everybody. Yes or no? Wherever you go, signal is there now. If it is not there, we are putting satellites. Starlink, so that it is in there. So we are very much capable. It's just that we have not yet recognized that these things are important in life. Once you recognize that, we will do it. If you don't recognize also, no problem. After some point in life, you will have to recognize. The situation will come such that you will have to recognize. Okay, so that's the practice. If any questions are there from this practice or from yesterday, I'll take. Any questions? Yeah. Yes, please. మీరు మరీ చిన్నగా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, ఏమి వినపడట్లేదు. యా going the guilt. Yeah, that's very important one. Please say. So what she is asking is that as you reflect, as you look into ourselves, మనల్ని మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్న కొద్దీ there is a danger of we feeling more guilty about it, over guilt. So that's very important. Is we are observing, but at the same time we are not judging. Let us not judge ourselves. Let us not judge ourselves. So yeah, actually the question requires little deeper explanation. So if you are not getting it, don't worry, I'll explain. Those who have question, they will get it. So the question is, as you do this practice, will you not get into feeling guilt all the time then? Guilt, అపరాధ భావం అన్నట్టు. నేను అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటే నాలో ఇలాంటి కోరికలు ఉన్నాయేంటి, ఇలాంటి ఆలోచనలు ఉన్నాయేంటి, నేను ఇంత దరిద్రున్నా, అలా నేను మనమే ఊరికే మనల్ని మనమే మామూలుగా ఆల్రెడీ మంచిగా వేరే వాళ్ళు మనల్ని మంచి వాళ్ళు అనుకుంటున్నాం, ఇంకా మనల్ని మనం ఎదవాలి అనుకుంటున్నా కొద్ది, అది కూడా చాలా పెద్ద ప్రాబ్లం. ఆపోజిట్ అది కూడా ప్రాబ్లమే. సో yeah, I'll tell you. Under evaluate, over evaluate. What is required is the right evaluation. Right evaluation. You may think of yourself as something more than what you are. You have 10 rupees, but talk as if you have 1000 rupees. You have 1000 rupees, you think that, see, I don't have any money. Both are problem. You say that you have 1000. If you have 1000, you say 1000. Okay, that is right evaluation. So coming to that question, that we feeling guilty, as we introspect, we will definitely find that there are problems. Every one of us will have problems. The only is the degree difference. I may have some severe, somebody may have less. Okay, let's say you may have an incident where you behave little wrongly. Because of that, relations are broken. Now your family is not talking to some family, let us say. And for that you may feel very guilty. You may feel guilt. You see in Mahabharata, all the Puranas also you'll see some characters are in guilt. Right? So entire 14 years, what Yudhishthir was doing was penance. He feels so guilt that, he played that game, and then in that all family members, own brothers, sisters, he's done that. Okay, and he does some practices to come out of it. Everybody has to do it, right? Doesn't do that for Raja ourselves. So it is like this. This behavior and work is done by the body. I'm speaking, I'm talking to you, right? And work, I'm eating, going to job and driving, whatever. This is body. But what behavior I should do, what work I should do is coming from self. Coming from the self. It is self which is deciding what to do, what to speak, what not to speak, that. So in this self, I am trying to divide into two blocks. B1 block, B2 block. So this is where you have desire and thoughts. Thoughts are going on in the lower block of the self. Lower block of the self. I am dividing the self into two parts, roughly. Here currently some thoughts are going on. And the thoughts are mixed thoughts. Right? Total thoughts are, some are sensation based, some are assumptions like money is everything, greatness is everything, assumptions, or thoughts driven by inner voice. So this is the B1 is the inner voice. Inner voice or natural acceptance. So you just pay attention and just see with this person or any other person, is relationship is acceptable or opposition. When you are pausing and looking into yourself, that time you are consulting this, the B1, where always right answers are there here, right knowledge is there here. But many a times in my thoughts, I am not getting consultation from above, but side channel or this channel. From side channel is assumptions, this channel is sensation through body. Whatever is good for the body, I will take decision, not whatever is right based on myself. Good for the body means money centric. Am I taking decisions sensation centric, money centric, body centric, or the right knowledge, natural acceptance centric? So what will happen is that as you pay attention, as you are observing that self-awareness practice, if you do, you are observing what is going on here, B2. What is going on here? So 3, what is going on here? So some thoughts are going on here, you see, some thoughts. Thoughts can be natural acceptance, sensation, or assumptions. So if the more thoughts are related to, let us say, more thoughts are related to sensation and assumptions, then you will feel bad. I have a lot of thoughts related to sensation, getting happiness, enjoyment through some sensory pleasure, or related to money and other things. Assumptions, becoming famous, becoming a great person, let's say these things. Okay, then you may feel that, why I have these thoughts unnecessarily. Right. So at that time, what I am saying is that don't identify yourself with this B2. Don't identify yourself with this B2. If you identify yourself with the B2, you will feel guilty. Let's say my finger is, not straight, but it is bent. That does not mean I am a hopeless person. Let's say your nail is some problem is there. Does that mean I am a hopeless person? There is some infection or some problem in the organ. We'll repair it. Like that, this B2 is also a part of yourself. That is not you. If I identify myself with body, I said, based on the body, I think I am this kind of person. Is it right? No. Similarly, let us not identify yourself with the thoughts. You are the observer, right? The real you is this. So that's why that practice of just observe. But then this B2 is important. The way body is important, the leg, the finger should not be bent, it should be proper. Everything has to be proper. That's why you are working on the health. We'll take the corrective action for that. The way we are doing that, we are setting right the B2. Our imagination, thoughts are also setting right. But that is in a bad condition now. That does not mean I am a miserable person. So based on the body, let us not judge ourselves. If somebody judges us based on the body, it's not acceptable for us. Similarly, you are also judging yourself based on the body. You are also judging yourself based on the thoughts you have. That will be a wrong judgment. And that is when we will feel, guilt. Let us say some mistakes we have done, some wrong thoughts are going on. Observe it, note it down. And as you observe more and more and more, those thoughts will get filtered out. Done. Isn't it? I am some overweight. I'll do some fasting. I'll do change my food and diet. After that, I get my weight. Done. What is there to worry about it? You have to worry when you don't do any action. You continue. Don't take any action. Then yes.
And one more thing, when you feel the weight which you are conscious already, that will lead
Yes.
for the transformation.
Yes. That's why I said it's a deeper question. Somebody is feeling guilt. That means they are able to reflect already. It is good. I'm only saying that please don't feel that guilt also.
And my
Right? You don't feel that guilt also. So be it. We'll make some mistake. If some apology has to be done, I'll do that. If correction has to be done, I'll do correction. But I don't feel, get lost or feel bad about what is done in the past. Yeah.
one of my mentor used to say, doing mistake is fine, but you should be conscious about it.
Yeah.
So that consciously, when you are doing mistake, that will lead to the right path.
Yes.
If you are conscious, I am doing mistake.
So this conscious being, these are different words. This self-awareness, this being conscious, actually if you are practicing like this, you won't be able to do mistake. If I have to do mistake, for that moment, I have to lose consciousness or the awareness. At least for that moment I have to lose. For example, I shouted, immediately I may feel that, why did I shout? At least for the moment of that shouting, few seconds, you have to lose your awareness. Then only you will be able to do mistake. Otherwise, you cannot do mistake. This being aware, being conscious is the mother of everything. You take any religion, any philosophy, and you find out if they are not talking about awareness. Nobody misses this awareness. Whatever we say, at the end, this awareness is the thing. The words used may be different, be in the present, something else.
That means B1 is the real self.
Yes.
And B2 is a diffusion of body and
This is body. So B2 is the, you can say, outer part of the self, which is in touch with the body. It is taking inputs from it.
it is a joint figure.
Yeah. It's not a joint as such, but that is the one which is taking input. So deliberately I said B1, B2, the actual words in any tradition, if you go to Vidya also, Bhagavad Gita, like Atma is there, Buddhi is there, Chit, Rut, Man, these things are there. These are technical things. So I have just kept it very simply. Yes, this is simple thing.
Simple and easy to
Yeah.
understand.
So Atma is there. What is Atma? What is Manas? What is Vritti? What is Chitta? All these are there. That becomes quite, complicated things. So that's why I kept it. Our training is scientific training, so we kept it little simple. No, we say A, B, C, let X equal to 1 like that. So we're doing like this. So this is Atma. When you say you are Atma, you are not touched by this, you are not touched, all that they say, right? So that is B1.
B1 is just not.
See, you think 100 times, 1000 times wrong things. You do 100 times wrong behavior, wrong work. Still you ask the inner voice, it will tell you the right answer.
But feeling comes in.
Yes, that is the right answer. That's what దాన్ని వేరేలాగా ఏమన్నారు, ఇది నీటిలో తడవదు, ఇంకోటి అది చేయదు, దీన్ని ఏం చేయలేవు అని. సోల్ ఈజ్ నాట్ cannot be made destroyed, and all that is there. Right. So real our identification is the B1. Then you have B2, you have body. B2 has to be healthy, body has to be healthy. And the process is this awareness.
Basically, we confuse B2 as ourselves.
Yeah. So in fact, before that we confuse that body is ourself. Not only that, we confuse that if I am a doctor, I may identify myself as doctor all the time. If I am a politician, I may identify as a leader all the time. For example, most of us don't have an identification as female and male. Female and male is for whom? Body. Female and male identification is for only body. What is there female and male in self? Isn't it? We identify ourselves as younger person, older person. That age is for body. I am educated, uneducated. That is for these things. That topic will come. Respect topic is there. But these wrong identifications are in us. Isn't it?
No, sir. It is for self and it is for body.
You think about it. Think about it. At the level of the self is same in everyone. Every self, it's very clearly every self is want to be happy. The constitution of the self is same for everybody, right? The functioning, the capabilities are self for everybody. It is only in the body that things are different. Things are different. So if we identify at this level, then we will think ourselves as different. If you identify at this level, we think all are similar. That you can again introspect about it. Yeah. Any questions from yesterday? Today we'll take before we go to a new topic. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, any questions?
But the problem is this, that people who identify themselves as body, I think they are ruling the world.
Okay, we'll see that. That is there, but let's not get to other people now.
No, because now there is fight within.
Yeah,
Should we follow this?
that is true. That is true.
All these politicians and all,
Yeah.
they are thinking it.
Now, the moment our identification is wrong, at some level we will do the same mistake. We will do those are the people who will never come to session.
And those who are in session will never go to
हाँ वो भी है नहीं वो जाएंगे उनको जब लगेगा कि
Second thing I can't say.
फर्स्ट थिंग इज डिफिकल्ट
Second thing,
But that is escapism.
no, one thing I want to add here is if you can I see there is a transformation process. It takes long time. Maybe the change we want to see will not happen in our lifetime, but because of us, the building like we can be as a brick. Okay, so to build a Okay, so build that building which we are all want to see can happen in a like it may take some 100 years or 200 years, but we can be part of the process. So we are all part of the process. That's what I mean.
Agree. But the thing is this, see, Krishna came, Rama came, ultimately, because the third one is a speed breaker. Again, this cycle.
Yeah,
Basically, it is the very thing.
but where you want to stay is again it's a self.
Hard.
So until we can criticize our lifetime like nothing is changing, politicians are not good, but still they are ruling. But you want to become go through this transformation process and become a good leader and be part of the change. It can be very small, but it can create impact. He can just be in a different thing. What he will get out of this, he thinks like, but he is becoming a part of change. sharing this knowledge. So I look at things like that.
Yeah. No, we 100% as far as individual is concerned, we can do this. The the comment the sir was making is that about the society at a larger scale, saying two things. One, those who have wrongly identified, they're looking for happiness outside, identify themselves with the body, identify themselves with the position, with the money, definitely they'll do bigger mistakes that will make their life miserable and many people's life miserable. For example, if I'm in wrong, misconception, definitely my wife will get affected, my children will get affected. Like whatever the influence I have, let us say I become the boss of an organization, the organization will get affected. Similarly, if I become the boss of a district or a state, a country, something, then that will get affected to an extent. And I'll make overall thing more complicated, more difficult for people instead of making it easy. So that is true. That is true. But at the same time, even in that environment, as individuals, we have a choice. And what we can do is that we can do our bit. Wherever we are, we can ensure right things for ourselves, our family, and what the steps we are taking takes a long time, generations. As I said, takes generations. So, and as of now also, whoever is able to have more capability and can see connection with more people, feels responsible, that much you do. As of now, you will feel responsible to, let us say, your 2 children. You will definitely do for those children. If you are able to see that you are responsible for 10 more families, you will do something for 10 more families. Let us say you are able to see connection with your village, you will do for them. And some of us will not see connection with their own parents, they will feel a strong connection with somebody else. They'll do for them, then they'll ignore their own parents. That's also possible. Okay, so it depends at what level you are evolved, at what level you are able to take responsibility. I have the ability to take responsibility of just myself, then you will see, then they won't even take responsibility of their family. They'll be so afraid of taking responsibility of the family. Or even if they are married, they may not give enough attention, effort for their kids. Right. So that wrong identification, wrong understanding in a person can affect. And as of now, if such a person is sitting at higher, then effect is more. And those who have right understanding, right abilities, when that person feels that I have to play a bigger role, if they play it, yes, things will become better and better. If such person, let us say, starts a school, then every single year at least 1,000 students, 500 students will come out with much better clarity. They'll do much better in life. So it is up to us, those who feel some need, to take a step. You take care of yourself, your family, whatever bit you can do, you do that bit to the society as well. It need not be politics, it need not be this. This is also a myth that politics can do everything. Right?
Take the example of
this place, for example, Sundarji, is doing, his family is taken care, his finances are taken care, so still he can host. See, we are afraid, even 4 log hamara ghar aayenge, we are afraid. But he is inviting 100 people here, and they're all feeding, sleeping, doing. So that capability he has, he is doing, and good things are happening. Isn't it? So many families will get into health practices. So like that, whoever feels that has that capability, they can get into it. And do you think even does he have to become politician to do this? He doesn't have to become a health minister to make every single month 50 families healthier. Even a health minister also may not be able to do it.
Somewhere there is a concept. If you want to become a prime minister and do for the society to do something, no need to become prime minister. You can feel yourself as a prime minister and do things, no one will stop you.
That's true. That's true. So it is about do I have a qualities of a person who is expected to play a role of the head of the nation. It's not about sitting in that chair. It's about you to have qualities of a person who sits there and do what you can do. Anyway, that is a society level question. Yeah. Any other things? Any other questions you have? Yeah, any questions you have? Explain what? Yeah, okay, I'll explain again. Okay. So human being we divided into self and body. Our behavior and work we are doing through body. What behavior? Whether you're talking, you ask me a question, I'm explaining this behavior. Work, you have done yoga today, many other things that you are doing through the body. But what to speak, what to behave, what to work is decided in the self. It is the self who decided to come here. It is the self who decided that let us do yoga. It is the self who decided or let us not do yoga. Let us bunk the class. Let us skip the class. It is the self it is doing it, right? So the B2 is the place where these desires and thoughts are there. So further I have divided the self into two parts, B1, block 1 and the block 2. Block 1 is the place where natural acceptance, inner voice is there. The right guidance is coming from here. B2 is where the thoughts are going on. It's a part of the self. So B1, B2 both are like, this is the one part, this is the second part of the self. The way body, several parts are there, right? Hands, legs, internal organs, all these are there. Similarly in the self, the B1 is the first part, B2 is the second part. So in the B1 part is not uncorrupted. You do any wrong things, it's still the inner voice conscience will be the same. Whether you take the guidance from inner voice or not is this. Thoughts are there, but these thoughts are coming from inner voice or it is motivated by the body, money, name or as sensation pleasure, sensual pleasure. So what is the motivating force for your B2? Either it is getting guidance from here or from sideways. So that is the question. So the more and more I am guided by the B1, then we are in a much happier, much comfortable situation. దీన్నే ఈవెన్ మామూలు భాషలో కూడా మామూలుగా ఏమిటంటే ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఒక దైవ చింతనలో ఉండండి, మంచి విషయం తలుసుకోండి ఇలా అన్నారు. ఎప్పుడు ఒక దేవుడు నామం జపం చేయండి అంటే ఏం జరుగుతుంది? మీరు నామం జపం చేస్తే ఏం జరుగుతుంది? దాంట్లో ఈ థాట్స్లో మంచి జరుగుతుందా లేదా? దీన్ని డైరెక్ట్గా ఒక డెలిబరేట్ యాక్షన్ కదా, మీరు ఇది ఫలానా ఆలోచనలు పెట్టుకోండి అనేది ఇది డైరెక్ట్ యాక్షన్ కదా ఇక్కడ. దాని ద్వారా కూడా దీన్ని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయడానికి సజెషన్స్ అన్నట్టు అవన్నీ. ఏమైందంటే చాలాసార్లు మనం ఎంత చెప్పినా చాలామంది అది లోపల ఇన్సైడ్ వెళ్ళి ఆలోచించుకో అంటే చేయరు చాలామంది. బట్ డైరెక్ట్ ఫలానాది ఇన్నిసార్లు రాయి, ఇన్నిసార్లు జపం చేయి ఇలా అంటే కొంచెం ఈజీ అనిపిస్తుంది, అది. సో ఎన్నో రకాల మార్గాలు చెప్పారన్నట్టు. ఏ మార్గం చెప్పినా ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ బెటర్ అవ్వడానికి, సెల్ఫ్లో నా ఆలోచనలు, నా కోరికలు బెటర్ అవ్వడానికి. ఏవైతే రాంగ్ ఉన్నాయో ఆ రాంగ్ ఆ జపం చేసినంతసేపు కానీ అవి చేసినంతసేపు కానీ ఈ రాంగ్ రావుగా, సబ్స్టిట్యూషన్ అవుతుంది కదా కొద్దిసేపు. సో వాట్ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ ఇస్ దట్ since the idea is to set right the B2, right, whatever your imagination, thoughts, these things are going on, idea is to improve that part. So some people have difficulty in directly introspecting, observing and changing it because it's not so easy. So very simple things are suggested for such people, that you always live with the thoughts of God. You always do some japa, right, or write it. You do some ritual. As you do it, because doing inside, turning inside, you feel that you're turning inside, you will feel sleep. You forget that you have to observe. But then if there is a work given to your hands and legs, थोड़ा देखे वो आग में कुछ डालते रहो या आरती ऐसा करते रहो, ये करते हुए तो सो नहीं जाएगा आदमी, क्योंकि पता है कि ये फायर है. ये सब बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड डिजाइन बनाया ताकि तुम अलर्ट रह के यू बी अलर्ट. Why fire is there? Why cannot you shoot and do it? So things are designed. People have done a lot of research. Design behind every ritual, every such thing. Also, the core part. అంతసేపు అన్న మీరు ప్రశాంతంగా ఉంటారు కదా. ఇప్పుడు మన you just do the Indian tradition itself. That such a nice tradition. However busy day it is, few things are suggested before you step out. At least if you have a prayer room, a puja room, you have some place allocated, you go there and few 5 minutes, 10 minutes you do thoda aarti karo. If nothing is there, you put God in a cupboard, there at least you go. 1 minute you do this, you go. Some such things are made part of our lifestyle. If you see in the Indian tradition, for that matter Eastern traditions, many Eastern countries also, right? So this is made part, because only when you are right here, whatever work you are going out to do it, that also you have to do properly. So all that is towards preparation of this B2.
One more thing, that is B1 is basically same in every room.
Yes, it is same in every person. B2 is different. This is a very good observation. B1 is same as well, and that itself what is said, God is there in everybody. Yes, it is there in everybody.
Your B1 is same and
B1 is same in everybody. Inner consciousness answer is same for everybody.
and it is connected also.
Yes, it is connected.
B1 is connected.
Yes,
B2 and body are not connected.
yes, they are different. All bodies are different. That is visible. All B2s are also different. So at all those things we see that every person is different. सबका अपना अपना opinion है. All this is B2. Of course, we are different at B2, depending on how much effort we have put. Yes. మీకు దగ్గరకు వచ్చాక అడగండి, మీకు పెట్టలేదు కాబట్టి.
Can the thought of God can replace self-reflection? Can the thought of God replace self-reflection? Many people are there.
Yeah. So, what she is asking is that can just the thoughts of God itself can substitute for the self-reflection. So, I will not able to say authentically, the 100% answer, but whatever I know, I'll give some answer. So basically here we are trying to substitute. We are not doing self-reflection. We are substitute our thoughts. We are having thoughts of the God. But again, it also will have to define what is meant by thoughts of God. For each person, God is different. Some people are just begging to the God. Some people are taking inspiration from the God. Some people are surrendering to the God. So if you do in the right direction, even if you take our tradition, there is a bhakti yoga, there is a karma yoga, there is a jnana yoga. The kind of reflection process what we are discussing in Jeevana, if you have to put it in category, it will be jnana yoga. And it is known over the thousands of years also, jnana yoga, not everybody will be suitable. Some people will find this content to be waste. Some people will feel connected. Some will find that what this guy is talking. Similarly, let's say some Ayyappa puja we do, some other puja. Some people will go and enjoy that. Some people will say that unnecessary what these guys are doing. You get it? And all this is fine. So that's why multiple ways are there. No? We are not here to condemn that, condemn this. That is also fine. This is also fine. This is also fine. As long as it is helping you to become a better person. So the way he understood the bhakti, whatever bhakti he is doing, if that is making him a better person, being more peaceful, handle his relationships well, that is good for him. The checkpoint is important here. The checkpoint, like my beast also bhakti, you are doing this. Is it making you a better person? You know inside anyway it is becoming you a better person or not. You know inside. And similarly, are your relationships becoming better? Are you able to do your work well in the outside? Because we all know in our families there are people who will do so sincerely every day puja, but they will treat their wife so badly. 5 minutes, if the puja is get delayed, they are frustrated. You're getting 5 minutes delay happened for doing puja, they are shouting. Then what puja you are doing? You get the point? Right? This guy does so much of puja. After that only he wants to eat the breakfast, and comes to the breakfast, he finds that there is no salt in the chutney, then he is shouting on the wife. Then what puja? All these godly thoughts are there, but no change is happening. That means the way you understood the God itself is a problem. Yes or no? I saw many daughter-in-laws complaining on their mother-in-law that she does puja every day, but she is not behaving with me properly. So that can help. The involving that bhakti yoga direction can help, but they have to understand the process properly and do it.
Or is it the other way? Like, if we don't know the process, then yoga will help. If we understand the process, then anything will help.
Yeah. So once you understand the process and actually keep doing it, though at the superficially we are saying the bhakti yoga, karma, jnana, all the ways also again the same only. It is one yoga only.
If you understand
If you understand this, because you are, let's say, chanting the God name, but you may forget chanting that also and think of something else. You have to remember and chant now. It's an alertness you chant. That means you have to be aware. You have to be aware. Right? Isn't it? So, in a way, all of them are also actually the same only. Only at the super outer level, they look like a different ways. Right?
In our philosophers, if you see Sadharshana, there is one Sadharshana which is Sankhya, which will not believe in God.
Yeah.
So it is nothing like, God, everyone is having different aspects.
Yeah.
There are the beauty, and I have understand the concept of our own philosophy, especially Indian philosophy. The Sadharshana is like, we have a different darshana which is not believing in God also.
Yeah.
But it will liberate.
Yeah.
So you can believe in God or not.
It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful actually. It's so beautiful. Not only even that anything. First thing, let us be open-minded that for doing anything there are multiple ways.
No one way of doing.
ఓకే, అందరం మన ఇల్లు సర్దుకుంటాం కదండి. ఏ రెండు ఇళ్ళన్నా సేమ్ ఉంటాయండి? ఏ రెండు కిచెన్లన్నా సేమ్ ఉంటాయండి? మీరు కిచెన్ సర్దినట్టు ఆమె సర్దకపోతే మీరు ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారు, ఆమె ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారని అర్థమా? కాదు కదా. మీ పద్ధతిలో మీరు ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారు, మీ పద్ధతిలో మీరు ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారు. యోగాకి వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళు ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారా అండి? వాకింగ్ వాళ్ళు ఒక్కరే ఉంటారా? వేరే యోగా, సపోజ్ ఒకరు జీవితంలో యోగా చేయట్లేరు, వాళ్ళు ఏదో రన్నింగ్ యోగా వేరే చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళు ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉండరా? ఉంటారు కదా. ఓకే, ఆయుర్వేదం ఫాలో అయితేనే ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారా? పూజ చేసిన వాళ్ళే ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ అవుతారా? అట్లా మల్టిపుల్ వేస్, మెనీ వేస్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఫర్ ద సేమ్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్. At least this much open-minded we should be. I should not be saying that Jeevana Vidya is the only way to do it, or doing this medicine is the only way. This is one of the ways. That's it. We don't have any problem with anybody.
Actually, what I understand is whatever you are doing, it goes in the depth of the human psychology.
Yes, it is beyond, even much deeper than the psychology.
So I could see, if I relate a psychology, I can see how things are balanced.
Yes.
But yeah, there is some decision-making process.
Yeah. And psychology as a science also evolving, sir. I'll tell you, psychology, many for a long period. See, psychology also science. They are also doing research. See, scientists are very open-minded. They will never tell you that we know everything. They are such a sincere, humble people. They'll publish paper. They'll say that this is our finding. There is some more to be done. Yes or no? Is any doctor saying, you go to any doctor, he'll look at you, he'll write medicine, he'll ask questions. Doctor, why did I get it? We don't know. They say this or not? That's very good. Human body itself is not understood fully. Similarly, the psychology also, initially they thought everything is chemicals. Serotonin, epidemic, what is that? Dopamine, these chemicals, everything is chemical. Then they said there are feelings, then there are emotions. Now they are saying Now they have added another word to the psychology called positive psychology. So ultimately the psychology also will be fully explained with spirituality from it. Is also connected. So a lot of these things, are there. See, all this is also like we think on one side we say that in India we are great, Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, but somebody on the left of us we say West, right of us is East. Is he not your brother, sister? Right? So the thoughts are also not in the region, geography. The person behind my house may be much western than the western guy. The person on the other side may be much eastern than the eastern.
Most of the concepts, Westerners, they actually try to commercialize and try to demotivate.
But then there's a much bigger exploitation of Swamijis in India. Is it not commercial? Much worse. There are Swamijis who are in jail. And when they are doing commercialization, they are upfront, sir. This program, I'll charge you 50,000, website they will put. But the Swamiji website will say free. You come later, free. Later they're like, this guy, first guy is much better, openly declaring that I'll charge 50,000 for teaching this. Somebody is free and doing something else. Getting? So all this, let's be open-minded about it. So everybody is contributing their own way, the point where they have started. So, but prima facie, based on the historical, what we can say is that we had much deeper darshanas and these things in India, definitely India, yeah. And like even the country, Western countries, they was formed very lately, right? Those countries also they are formed very lately, isn't it? Their country existence was also not there for, if you go to several thousand years back. Anyway, any other question? Any questions you have? Particularly, I would like to have questions from people who have not asked any questions so far.
Sir?
Yes.
Out of curiosity, I'm asking you, your subject is mechanical.
Yes.
How did you get into the psychology and what made you teach us this, sir?
Yeah. I thought this is already told. Anyway, so when I was studying in IIT Kanpur, when I was doing my PhD in IIT Kanpur, so IIT Kanpur campus is very vibrant campus. It has question? Thought? Dream. Okay, I'll come to. So I'll answer her. So that time there are several programs like this used to happen on campus. So I am a curious person. I just want to know new things. So in that, with that intention, I have attended one workshop. Even if the workshop was happening in IIT campus. So that is happening because some of the professors in IIT and one alumni called Ganesh Bagadiaji. So he was a person who is dedicated to the society in search of right answers, and also he encountered the person. This Jeevan Vidya philosophy is coming from a person who is enlightened, like Buddha is enlightened, right? Like Sadhguru is claiming to be enlightened, like that. There is one person called Nagraj. His name is Nagraj. So he is no more now. A few years back he died. He used to be there in Amarkantak. There is one place called Amarkantak and in Chhattisgarh, which is the starting point of the Narmadan river. Like Gangotri is there for Ganga, Narmada. So through him somebody heard Ganeshji, and Ganeshji used to conduct workshops on IIT campus. So I happened to attend that workshop as a student, and then it immediately I got attracted to it and it immediately appealed to me. And I had used to have so many questions like this, like you have explored all these things, so like this. So there I sort of reasonably, most of the questions I had were answered. I felt these people are also genuine. I find it to be very, to my mind, whatever state I was, I am. So it appealed. Before that I attended very other things, but to my nature it didn't appeal. Like I attended several clubs are there in campus. Suppose Bhakti Vedanta club was there. I attended some ISKCON classes, Bhagavad Gita lessons. It didn't appeal to me. That does not mean that it is wrong. It didn't appeal to me. So I attended like this and I volunteered to these activities. And then I felt that there is right thing to do. Otherwise also I wanted to become an academician professor. Then I understood the real purpose of education also. Like why, what is that kind of change we want in a personal education. I felt that education has to has this also. Then I spent more time, understood these things, and then later in the beginning itself I understood, before marriage itself I understood that this is going to be one major thing in my life apart from the profession. So that time I had friends and we discussed that if you have to do any such things, so your life partner has to be the right person. You should have the right person as a life partner. So then fortunately I find my wife Purnima. So she's also, otherwise also have that kind of mindset she has. So before marriage itself I talked to her, I shared that these are the things I'm interested in. Looks like in future also I'll do like this. And she was very happy. So we had talked for several months and then I asked her to attend such workshop, validate it, right? Yeah, validate it. You also know, everybody knows, like if you want to do any such things without family cooperation, you cannot do.
Now you are a full-time?
No. I am a professor in mechanical engineering in NIT Warangal. So in my weekends or extra time, whenever we have these things, this is my voluntary activity. Like you have other hobbies and all. So I do these sessions.
So glad, sir. Sir, I have another question. Does spirituality applicable in mechanics?
No, it is yes, actually, see, holistic understanding has to be basis for anything we do. For example, in mechanical engineering, we are designing a vehicle, right? We are designing a vehicle, right? Any engineering is trying to cater to the needs of the people. You are here, you want to communicate to a person, your family member who is 100 kilometers away, 1000 kilometers away. Some technology is required and some technology in the form of phone is provided. After workshop is done, you have to go home. Some vehicle is required, train is there, all these are built. But whenever we are building these things, if we don't have this so-called spirituality, so-called holistic understanding of the things, we may end up damaging the society, nature, the user. The radiation of the phone may be affecting you. It may be getting misused. The pollution that comes out of the vehicle is causing damage to the nature. So as an engineer, right, if I lack this understanding, I have skills. I can design this also, that also. I can design a sustainable solution also, unsustainable solution, what gives me more money, quick bucks. So if clarity is missing, ma'am, I will become a bad engineer. I will become a bad farmer. I will become a bad beautician. Isn't it? Even if I am teaching yoga, I will become a very bad yoga instructor. I may propagate this yoga with some wrong things. So like that, it is required for every individual. A teacher, let's say, he will not teach things properly. So it is certainly there's a connection. Right. So that's how I got into it. And what I am sharing here is anything new, because that otherwise also I am trying to understand these things, implement in my life, isn't it? So whatever we are trying to do, those things only we are sharing. That is also going on. Efforts in all directions are going on. Higher education, it's already implemented in thousands of colleges already. And school education also implemented in a few states. For example, Delhi government has implemented it in a very big way. Unfortunately, Manish Sisodia is in jail. It's implemented. So so whoever has that kind of capabilities, that kind of energy, clarity, they are working in their own sector. As of now, we feel our capability is speaking to people who are interested in it, because creating interest and doing is another level of difficulty. Yeah, these thoughts and the dreams, you're talking about. So actually both are same. Both are same. So when you are awake, when some things are going on in us, you don't call it as a dream. When you are asleep, when you are sleeping, when some things are going on inside, then you call it as a dream. Otherwise, whether it is in the awakened state or in the sleep state, both the time something is going on inside. Something is going on inside. So both are same, not much difference. That also depends on what dreams are going on, what thoughts are going on. As I said, it depends on what is my clarity at this level. If I am more assumptions and sensation based person, that kind of thoughts will go on. And we may think that some dreams are really random, some hopeless. I don't even know why such dreams are there. Actually, such things are going on even when you are awake. Only thing is that when we are awake, so much input we are getting, right, visually, through ears. That time we are not observing them. We are not observing them. Once we observe, refine our B2, the sleep also will be very sound sleep, right? So I go to bed, before my children sleep, I sleep. Okay, so 2 minutes we are asleep, and very sound sleep. You get so much rest, and that way you will have more energy. Actually, the disturbance in B2 reduces our energy. So within 5-6 hours itself, you work and you are tired. Whereas, when the B2 is filtered, is purified, as you work with the body, you will have so much of energy, so much of enthusiasm in the entire day. Okay. So now I'll come to one new topic, which usually is the topic in the workshop, because the questions, many questions are related to relationships. Many questions are related to these relationships. So that's the topic I'll touch. That, if you recall, we said the right understanding is about understanding myself, understanding human relations. So the second part we are starting, that is understanding this, what is myself, about the self part we have discussed quite in detail. We'll see right under this part, the human relations part. So in the human relations, see, as far as body is concerned, body needs are very clear. You need a chair to sit, you need air, you need food, water, these needs are clear. If these are met, body is okay. Similarly, human relations, let's say relation between you and me, when it will be okay? Relation between you and your husband, your wife, your mother, when it will be okay? Right. So whether it is respect, love, or trust, any of these things, these are feelings. These are certain feelings. That is feelings in yourself towards the self of other person. Okay. So these are our feelings. The way body requires the food, self requires feeling. So human being 1, this is the first person. Human being 2, second person, right? Self, body. This person also self, body. When we say relationship is not body and body. It is relationship between self and self, between self of one person to self of another person. Right? So which means from one self to other self, what is that is flowing is feelings. If I have feeling of trust, feeling of respect towards other person will feel comfortable with me. The other person can sense what feeling I have. I can also sense what feeling they have. So mutual happiness, good relations means feeling. What feeling I have inside me, that I only know it. other person also will sense it. Okay, so what are these feelings? As she mentioned yesterday, we already discussed one feeling, gratitude feeling. So let's say I did so much for other person. If other person has a feeling of gratitude, you will know that this person has a feeling of gratitude. If they don't have, you will immediately see that you have done so much, but is not having a feeling of gratitude. Then you will not feel comfortable about it. Right? So like that, there are many feelings. There are total 9 feelings: feeling of trust, feeling of gratitude, feeling of care, guidance, finally love. Yeah, few more I have missed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So other feelings, what you have is the care is the guidance is mentioned. So we have something called reverence. There is something called glory. Yeah. That also you are doing it self only. You are not buttering his body. You are boosting his ego, right? Buttering is not for body. You are not applying. You are saying things, false feelings. You are feeding him, right? So self only. Relationship is whether it is relationship, whether fulfilling is truly or artificially, it is self only. Buttering is not on the body, no? Right? On the self only. Whether it is office or anywhere, even at home also you pretend you have a fight with your wife, but ego is not allowing you to say sorry. Then you just go to her and crack some joke or give some gift. That time also you are trying to do something. That is also self only. The problem is in the self. That you lost the right feeling a few hours back. At that time when you shouted, that time feeling got disturbed. Another person felt bad. Right? So that is also self relation only. So there are few more feelings that we won't be able to discuss. As I said in this workshop, some other context we'll discuss. So I'm going to explain this trust part. So feeling of trust, in Telugu we call it Vishwasa Bhavam. Vishwasam, అవతల వ్యక్తుల పట్ల మీకు విశ్వాస భావం ఉందా లేదా అనేది. Right? So I will ask you questions, you tell me the answers. Okay? Do you want to be happy? Yes or no? You want to be happy? Any doubt in it? Okay. I want to make others happy. Given a chance, if you are capable, do you want to make others happy or not? Yes or not? You want to make others happy? Yes. Similarly, the other person, as of now you imagine, some close person to you, not some Hitler, those guys. Those are not unreal theoretical persons, real people whom you know. The other person also wants to be happy or not? The other person also wants to be happy? Yes or no? Yes. The other wants to make me happy? The other person also wants to make you happy?
Yes.
Some yes, some don't know. Anybody know? We don't know. Okay, so there's a question mark here. Okay, so we have one set of questions here, right? We have 4 questions. 4. So we are yes here, yes here, yes here. Some yes, some no, some don't know. I am putting a question mark there. So the question mark is about whether other person wants to make me happy or not. I don't know. I am not sure. In some cases, some are sure. Okay, let us stop this. Another set of questions. I am able to make myself happy always. Yes or no? Always. I am putting this question always. నేను ఎప్పుడు నన్ను నేను ఆనందంగానే ఉంచుకోగలుగుతున్నాను. Right? So this is another set of questions. Again, some people yes, some people no, some people not sure. Question mark. Okay. Second one. I am able to make other person happy always. Yes or no? You are able to make other person happy always. Yes or no? Again, mixed answers are there. Depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay. Third question. The other is able to make himself happy always. The other person is able to make himself happy always.
When we can't say that.
We are not sure. Okay, that is also a question mark. Question mark. The fourth one. The other is able to make me happy always. The other person is able to make me happy always. Not always. Okay, so that is also a question mark. Okay, now you see these two sets of questions. First set of questions were, I want to be happy, I want to make others happy, and this is also about other person wanting to be happy. This is also the other wants to make me happy. This is about your wanting to, that is intention. You intend to. What is that you intend to? That is what is intention. ఉద్దేశ్, హిందీ ఉద్దేశ్, తెలుగులో ఉద్దేశం. మీకు మంచి ఉద్దేశమే ఉంది, మీరు హ్యాపీగా ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నారు, వేరే వాళ్ళని హ్యాపీగా చేద్దాము అనుకుంటున్నారు. ఓకే, కానీ ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ చూస్తే నేను ఉండాలి అనుకుంటున్నా కానీ ఎప్పుడు ఉండలేకపోతున్నాను. ఆల్వేస్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ హ్యాపీ, దో ఐ ఇంటెండ్ టు బీ హ్యాపీ ఆల్వేస్, అండ్ ఇఫ్ పాసిబుల్ ఐ ఆల్సో వాంట్స్ టు మేక్ అదర్స్ హ్యాపీ ఆల్వేస్, బట్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు. But do you think same is the situation with other person? Yes. Isn't it? The way you want to be happy always but not able to, you want to make others happy always but not able to. So isn't the same situation with other person?
Yes, it is.
But the question is, when we ask this question, whether other wants to make you happy or not, you said a question mark. What is the intention of other person we are? Then you said we don't know, but your intention is very good.
Depends on the situation.
But in any situation, sir, are you wanting to make others happy or not?
That could be there, but intention.
Given a chance, right? In any situation, you want to make others happy or unhappy? Happy, but you are not ready to give that yes to other person. So that is because when it comes to us, we evaluate us, we look at us based on our intention. But when we evaluate other people, we look at based on their competence, samarthya, competence. So whenever they fail to make us happy, we question their intention, that he has done intentionally. Did we ever make mistakes or not? Did we make mistakes or not in life? Yes or no? So whenever you made mistake, did you wake up on that day and decide that today I will make mistake? Right? We see that mistake happened. Right? Now let's say somehow accidentally this falls down, this gets broken. What is the language we use? ఏమంటాం కింద పడి, ఇప్పుడు నా చేతి ద్వారా, ఇప్పుడు మీ చేతి ద్వారా ఇప్పుడు కింద పడింది అనుకో, ఏమంటాం? పడిపోయింది అని. నేను పడేస్తే if you, let's say, very valuable object dropped, if you have dropped it, what do you say? Now you see that I have dropped it, what do you say? Now you see the difference. So you are judging the other person based on their ability, competence. When it comes to you, you judge on the intention. You judge based on the intention. So whenever other people make mistakes, so we come to conclusion that he intentionally has done it. He broke it. He dropped it. He came late. He intentionally skipped yoga today. right? He's escaping in the evening intentionally. When you skip it, I'm tired. Okay? I didn't sleep properly last night. So you have these reasons.
This thing I've experienced.
Yeah, all of us experience. Right? So what happens? We judge ourselves based on our intention. Others, we are not able to give this room. The way I am lacking competence, ma'am. Yes or no? In some aspects, as of now, ఏదో సామర్థ్య లోపం ఉంది. ఉందా లేదా మనందరికీ? ఏదో కొన్ని ఆస్పెక్ట్స్లో మనం అనుకునేవి చేయలేకపోతున్నామా లేదా అంటే అంత ఇంకా కొంచెం అది ఇంకా పెంచుకునేది ఉంది. అలానే ఇంకో పర్సన్ కూడా ఉంది కదా. The way there are some aspects in which I have to improve on. There are things which today I am feeling that I will do but not able to do. So that ability part, capacity, competency part is their gap. Similarly other person also. So that much room we are not able to give to other person. We are judging based on their competence. So the main issue is this. So these are all intention related, these are all competence related questions. When it comes to other person, no, yesterday he didn't behave properly, so definitely he intentionally didn't behave properly. But the other day you also did not behave properly because you are disturbed in some situation, there was stress, that's why you behaved. When it comes to you, the point we are saying is that every human being has the right intention only. However wrong he may be doing as of now, how much big mistake they may be doing it, how doesn't matter, however number of times he is repeating the same mistake. Every day we set alarm, every day we snooze it. Let's say that we have done for 500 days. Didn't we repeat the same mistake? Didn't we repeat the same mistake? Right? Probably most of us have tried changing some or other habit. Chai band karenge, coffee band karenge, cigarette band karenge, ye karenge, wo karenge. So many times we failed. Yes or no? We repeated the same mistake. But still our intention is wrong. Is our intention wrong? You intentionally, failed. Intention is there, but competence is not there. Capacity is not there. Whereas another person says that, okay, you will start yoga anyway, after 4 days you will stop. Right? ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళు అంతే అంటారు కదా, మళ్ళీ ఏదో కొత్త మొదలు పెట్టినా 4 రోజులు అయితే ఫీజు దండగా. Right? So you are judging other people on the competence. Whereas when you understand that intention is there, is it so beautiful? So many people are not even starting yoga. If somebody is starting, it is good. What is required? If you are a person related to them, you need to support them more, encourage them, inspire them, drop them at yoga center. If they are saying that not something else, not you don't have mood, just go there. So if you don't doubt the intention, understand that it is a competence problem, then you will improve their competence. You will support them, you will encourage them. First of all, you will not get disturbed by it. As of now, we have a doubt. In human relations, doubt on the intention is the root of problems in relationship. And once I doubt your intention, I will immediately feel irritated, frustrated, anger. Children coming from the school, you told them 100 times, keep shoes in the rack. 100 times you told. 101 time also they are not doing. 200 times you told. They don't do 201 time also. If you understand that their competence problem, then even before they come, you may stand there and remind them very joyfully. Hey, there is a task you want to do, then they will do it. Or you say that, how many times I told you? Don't you listen? Are you dumb? Are you deaf? Right? These words will come if you doubt their intention. కావాలనే వీళ్ళు పెట్టట్లే, కావాలనే పుస్తకాలు చదువుకోవట్లేదు అనే డౌట్ కనుక మనలో ఉంటే, ఇంటెన్షన్లీ దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ రాంగ్లీ, దెన్ యూ విల్ యూజ్ రాంగ్ వర్డ్స్. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ విల్ గెట్ డిస్టర్బ్ ఇన్సైడ్. So the root of any of these our behavior, anger, frustration, opposition, and if you are in a receiving end, you may not express. Let's say your husband is very arrogant, you may not say it, but internally you're boiling. You have a doubt on, you have doubt on intention of the boss. Boss is intentionally doing it. Since you are an employee, you will not say it to the boss. After the meeting, you will say it to your friends. But then after you go home, also internally, that is going on against the boss. Inside, you are saying it to him. You are sleeping, you are already talking to the boss. Boss is inside already. Colleagues are inside. So the doubt of the intention is the root of the problems. Once you don't have doubt, once you find that the competence is the problem, first of all, you won't get disturbed. You won't get disturbed. And then, depending on the relation you have with them, you may help them in improving the competence, you may not help them. Because only when there is some good relation, then only you can help them in improving their competence. First of all, they are not even ready to listen to you, let us say. That means you don't have good relation. So, no effort to improve their competence. Effort is to on us, improving our competence. So this is the secret of a human relation. This is the key thing in the human relation.
Sometimes we sometimes bother to meet that is not starting the meeting. But if we don't join on that, then it's not any.
Yeah. So there is a manager here who doesn't intimate properly, but then you are always expected to join on time.
He doesn't bother to intimate whether he is not giving meeting. If he joins, then the meeting is not done.
Right.
If we don't join,
Then he'll scold you. Right? So in situations like this, see, if you continue to have doubt on the intention of this manager, right? The thing is that first of all, inside us, we will have an opposition feeling towards that manager. First thing. First thing is we will have an opposition feeling towards that manager. If the feeling is not right inside, we fail in communication. Right? Then we will say an email, how do you expect the people to join meeting in a few minutes notice? That kind of email will go if you are disturbed inside. Right? So if your feeling is right inside, if you can see some opportune time, right time, and communicate with him. Communicate with him. Just a minute. So, but when we are communicating, we say that I have communicated. People say they communicate, but the problem is that when you communicate without the right feeling, your language, the way you communicate, that gets a wrong message. And many a times, whatever difficulty we are facing, we don't say that. We also have ego. So go and say that, see, as a manager, your responsibility to inform in advance. This is one way of saying it. It is actually also, but then he doesn't get it. Rather you say that if with this short communication, I am not able to join on time. Right? I don't check these emails because of this way. This is the problem I am facing. This is, in this statement, there is an expression of my need, my inability. Instead of the need and inability, right, we say different things. Why you say that? Because you are disturbed inside. If inside disturbance is not there, you will say it in right way. You will get right ideas also how to say it. Right? This happens with children. With children, we are sure that they actually don't know. That's why even when they mistake, we don't get irritated. We'll say it's so much love. నాన్న ఇలా కాదు అలా కాదు ఇలా అని చాలా ప్రేమగా చెప్తా ఉంటాం. బట్ విత్ అడల్ట్స్ we don't do that. The problem is that adult only bodily alert, and particularly such adults will go to higher position, then all of them have a very difficult problem, whoever is below them. So inside feeling, if you get disturbed, you won't be able to communicate properly. So we have to work on this feeling that other will have a right intention. He may have a right intention that he may be holding an opinion that all these guys do not work properly. It may be true, may not be true, or it may be somewhere in between. He wants to make everybody's alert all the time. Something of those things will be there, but keeping everybody on toes alert is one thing. But for that, sudden meeting is one of the ways. There can be many other ways, asking for updates and these things. So what happens is that if you have a meaningful dialogue, some other solution may come. Yeah, that one you are asking a question. Yeah.
What we used to do is we used to wait for start we are trying to create one kind of insecurity, because boss always wants us dependency. Okay, so here we are creating insecurity for member, like, oh, because we are the, they will come starting without me. There is something that is
ఇక్కడ వదిలేద్దాం. Yeah. So any question?